Good afternoon, everybody. Here I am again. I was on earlier today and realized that I had recorded my live on the wrong account, on my personal account, and I don't know how to transfer it over here. So I am going to attempt to reshare some of the main points I made earlier today. And I believe it's possible that I'm going to miss some things, but I'll probably add others. And I think what's happening is the universe wants me to get on here more. So there are all sorts of situations that are happening where I mess up the first one, then I have to do it again. And so it's like, you know what? Just do as many as you can do as often as possible. And so that's what I'm going to do. So throughout the day today, I'm probably going to come on again and just share more information that comes to me. So this morning we talked about the numerology digit of the day, which is 3, and 3 has to do with creative self-expression. And so that means that today, if you are attentive and you open your eyes and your mind, you will notice that you will be presented with opportunities to express yourself creatively and to be showcased, where you get to shine and your gifts and your strengths will be on display for people to take note, to observe, and to learn even. So take advantage today of the opportunity for self-expression. Okay? What I want to cover today has to do with reclaiming your personal authority. That is, reclaiming your personal authority. And some of the things that we do to sabotage ourselves and lapse into old patterns that allow us to leak energy and cause our energy to go into places where we did not plan. And it divests energy from where we need to be channeling our power, harnessing our power. And so what you need to do is you need to slow down. The first thing is to begin to slow down. Once I began meditating and praying more, I noticed that because of the heightened self-awareness, I slowed down more and I was more attentive to the intentionality of my thoughts, my actions, my words. And so now I'm a little bit more slow and deliberate with regard to what I am doing and what I am purposefully moving towards. I'm not running around like a chicken with his head cut off, just trying to be active, just trying to be dynamic, and just trying to be busy, with a task list that I'm checking off at all times. Now, there's the before and there's the after meditation. Now, I slow down and I understand that my entire universe is moving at whatever pace I decide on. So I take my time to respond instead of reacting. I take my time to understand what it is that is happening around me and what is my role, my part in the exchange of energy that is taking place in my proximity. And I always make sure that I understand what is my role at this particular time. What gifts am I bringing to bear on this situation right now? How can I contribute in a way that is unique to my gifts and unique to my purpose and my passion? And sometimes the answer is there's nothing for you to do here. All you're supposed to do is observe. And other times there is definitely something for you to do as you begin to rely more on your intuition and your instinct, allowing your heart to guide you as to what to do next. So the point I'm making is, in order to reclaim your personal power, and some of you may not have ever perceived to have had personal power, but you do, you need to slow down and you need to have more intentionality and purpose behind everything you do. Don't waste your energy by extraneously just letting it go and leak into different places that did not have a purpose. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be impromptu and that you shouldn't sometimes just do things on the spur of the moment like I'm doing right now, because that is probably the best way to be, so that you are really, really living and you're not planning so many things out. But what I'm saying is not to be distracted by to-do lists, not to be distracted by being task-oriented all the time, and not be distracted by other people's drama and other people's energy and the how they seem like maybe they're doing like great and amazing things because they're always moving. They're always dynamic. But oftentimes, if you allow yourself to get lost in somebody else's momentum, you lose your own purpose, you lose your own identity, and you lose your own meaning. So that what happens is that once that whole thing has taken place and has gone its course, you wind up somewhere that you didn't plan to be because you were not directing your own life. Okay? So slow down. Slow down and enjoy your life. Slow down and be attentive to the lessons and the gifts that the universe, God, is bringing to you, because those gifts and those lessons are what's going to allow you to be prepared for the next thing that's happening. And I touched upon some of this last week when I discussed the importance of mastering being present. It's important to understand the importance of the now. And so in a way, I'm kind of circling back on that by saying that it's important to slow down. But some messages certainly bear repeating. Let's see if I can share a little bit of what's happening around me here. I can see that. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is on the same route and vein, is that you really need to be vigilant about your life and about what's happening in your life, and you need to pay attention to things that come your way that may distract you and cause you to lapse back into old patterns. This happens when you're not living in the now. This happens when you're not present. It happens when you lapse back into unconsciousness, where the old familiar patterns present themselves one too many times, and you're like, oh, what the hell, I'll just think that way again. I'll just be that way again. Or I'll just hang out with those types of people who think that way, that I vowed to myself that I would never think that way again. And these are transitional times where, as you're becoming a different person, a better person, a bigger person, you are going to be tested, and you are going to be, you're going to have to confirm that the changes that you vowed to make are locked in. Right? And so you're going to find yourself, if you're attentive, you're going to find yourself sometimes, and we all are guilty of this, sometimes lapsing back into old patterns, where we take that phone call or that text from someone that we know it's not really good for us, and maybe we're not good for them, and then we hang out with them again just because we have not adequately planned our day, planned our week to be engaged in things that are aligned with our purpose. And so they catch us off guard, and we wind up lapsing back into a situation, into a vibration that takes us into a completely different place that we hadn't planned. And so, but guess what? That's okay. Be kind to yourself and just catch yourself as it happens. Even in the middle of it, you can politely and with grace and care, take your exit left. Hey, there's something I forgot I needed to handle. I'm going to have to leave. So it was good seeing you. Or responding saying, hey, nice to talk to you again. Hey, I need to go to this meeting, or I have this appointment that's very important. And then you can just kind of leave. But it's really important not to allow yourself to fully go back into old patterns and go back into old ways of being and thinking, because there's something so much greater ahead of you if you stay on track based on the vows that you've made to yourself and the promises that you've made to yourself. And that is where personal integrity comes in, and that's where the most important aspect of reclaiming your personal authority comes in. Your personal authority comes in also when you're coaching yourself, when you are taking the time to guide yourself back on track, taking the time to forgive yourself when you fall off the wagon, when you wind up doing something that you said you weren't going to do. Okay, you made a mistake. Get back up and just get back on the plan. That's all. It's just about getting back up and getting back on the plan. So be kind to yourselves out there. Hopefully you got something out of this. There's so much more I want to say, but I'm trying not to say everything at once. I'm trying not to throw all the encyclopedias at you at once. And I'm going to be a better curator of bits and pieces of knowledge and wisdom that you can take with you and not have to, sit down for 30 minutes, 45 minutes to try to process all of the information that I'm trying to lay on you. Okay, so I'm going to do a better job at that. And this is me signing off for the second time today. And I'll probably be back a little bit later just to share a little bit more. But as always, it's beautiful talking to you and sharing this space with you. And I look forward to seeing you again. Take care now. Bye-bye.